It's amazing to me, man. It really is amazing to me how so many people within the community are so blind to everything that is going on. You mention Roman Reigns and you instantly trigger 98% of the community. WrestleMania 34 was the biggest disappointment as far as WrestleMania goes that I have ever seen. I'm not saying it was a bad show. For the people who are in and around the community and in and around on Twitter who are handing out 8s and 9s, 9.5. What the fuck were you watching? What were you watching on Sunday night? How does anything on that show warrant a 9.5? If that show was a 9.5, what the fuck was TakeOver? By the way, fun fact for you guys. The main roster of WWE hasn't produced a 5-star match in close to 7 years. NXT has produced 3 5-star matches in the first 4 months of 2018. I ask you the question, who's doing things right and who's doing things wrong? Back on track here. WrestleMania 34 was on Sunday, and we seen the main event. That god-awful main event that was Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns for the Universal Championship. And I smile because I think back to how pathetic it really was. Every single person, every single podcast, everybody who is in and around the community was guaranteed dead set on Roman Reigns walking out of New Orleans with the Universal Championship. Everybody got that prediction wrong. If you are the minuscule 0.1 of the population that chose Brock Lesnar, congratulations. Congratulations. Every single individual who was in and around the wrestling community chose Roman Reigns to win the Universal Championship. If you chose Brock Lesnar on that night, you were simply making a wild guess, or you prayed to some god far and away and above that the right thing would be done in New Orleans on Sunday night. I guess your prayers were answered, because WWE indeed did the right thing, and Brock Lesnar retained the WWE Universal Championship. At that point, we were all pissed off with the match. I love how people came on social media and said that WWE worked you. WWE worked the smart marks in the YWC. No, clowns. No. WWE didn't work anybody. WWE did not work anybody. With the news that came out on Monday, their agenda, their direction, their desires were presented on a silver platter and couldn't be more obvious and blatant. Roman Reigns walked out of New Orleans with a blood-red crimson mask on his face. Monday came around and we realized that Brock Lesnar had indeed signed a new deal with the WWE. For how long, I don't know. It's all speculation. It was also unleashed to the public that Roman Reigns would be walking into Saudi Arabia at the greatest Royal Rumble. At this point, you might as well name it the worst Royal Rumble. And he's going to be getting another Universal Championship match against Brock Lesnar. This time in a steel cage in front of 60,000 plus. It's amazing to me how people are still blind to the fact of what is going on. You are either completely fucking stupid or you are the most ignorant fuck on the face of the planet. It doesn't take a scientist. It doesn't take a fucking mathematician with the world's highest IQ to figure out what is going on. As soon as this match was announced, I knew what was going on. WWE sabotaged their WrestleMania 34 main event because their Roman agenda wasn't getting over. You do realize that. Let me repeat that again, just so that I ensure to you that you realize how fucked up it is. The WWE put on their biggest show of the year, and they put Roman Reigns in the main event again for a fourth year in a row, despite knowing the reaction he would get in front of a crowd of 80,000 people. Because apparently they've gone deaf over the last 4 years. 52 weeks out of the year, this guy's on Monday Night Raw. They don't hear what comes out of every arena they're in. They thought somehow that things would be different this time around. WWE had their biggest event of the year, knowing exactly what would happen to Roman Reigns in that main event, in that hour against Brock Lesnar. They changed the outcome of the match. The referee did not even know Lesnar was going to win. Until that bell rung, he was under the impression that Roman Reigns was winning that match and walking out the Universal Champion. The only reason why WWE changed the outcome of that match so late in the day was because they knew Roman was getting destroyed by the crowd. Chants of CM Punk, chants of this is awful, chants of this is boring. And WWE let it happen. They knew it would happen. They went and tried to make Roman Reigns the biggest superhero that ever lived, taking 5 F5s, and then the 6th one was the one that finally beat him. WWE let this match go on and let Brock Lesnar destroy Roman Reigns with elbow shots that required stitches the next day that left him a complete bloody mess. Knowing that none of this would work, they sabotaged the entire WrestleMania main event for Roman Reigns. They sabotaged the main event of WrestleMania and took an opportunity away from someone else who hasn't had an opportunity to main event a WrestleMania ever. So where does Vince McMahon's priorities lie? Is it in his entire roster that busts their ass every single day? 300 plus days out of the year? Is it in an AJ Styles, who certainly deserves a main event spot at WrestleMania? Is it in the name of the event WrestleMania? Has Vince McMahon really lived up to the name of WrestleMania in recent years? I don't think so. Nothing about Roman Reigns tells me that it's WrestleMania. Nothing about Roman Reigns makes me feel like it's WrestleMania. WWE put Roman Reigns in the main event, and they internally sabotaged their entire main event for their biggest show of the year. Now, why do I say that? Why do I say that? Why am I so confident in saying such a bold statement? Come Monday, WWE gave Roman Reigns another shot at the Universal Championship in 3 weeks at the Greatest Royal Rumble inside a steel cage. My first question to this was, why is Roman Reigns getting another title shot when he took a big fat L at WrestleMania? He wasn't a champion walking in. He won the Elimination Chamber to gain one opportunity at Brock Lesnar at WrestleMania. He lost that opportunity. So why is he getting another one after taking a clean loss at WrestleMania? We got Jonathan Coachman on social media saying, well, Roman Reigns is getting another title shot because he deserves another title shot after the beating that he took at WrestleMania. So now we hand out title shots because of the amount of punishment you're receiving and how tough you are in a match with Brock Lesnar. So why wasn't Samoa Joe gifted another rematch at Brock Lesnar? Why wasn't Braun Strowman gifted another rematch at Brock Lesnar? Why did the Usos on SmackDown have to fight for a number one contendership for the titles that they lost at WrestleMania? When WWE is so quick to hand out rematch clauses to everybody that loses a title. Is Asuka going to get another shot at the Women's Championship on SmackDown Live against Charlotte? Why did Randy Orton, of all fucking people, have to fight for a number one contendership on SmackDown Live for the right to fight Jinder Mahal again at Backlash? Wasn't he due a rematch clause? So Roman Reigns is getting preferential treatment from Vince McMahon. Is that it? That isn't it, people. That is not it. WWE is giving Roman Reigns another title shot at Brock Lesnar at the Greatest Royal Rumble because they know taking this match and this agenda off of American soil and putting it in a country where Roman Reigns more than likely is better off received by the fans than they are in America. They're going to have him win the title in front of people, the majority of them which are fans of Roman Reigns, just so that the big moment is received the way that they want. I said this immediately on Twitter, and people chastised me and crucified me over it. But it couldn't be any more evident. They're taking this match that they put on in the main event of WrestleMania. They internally sabotaged the main event of WrestleMania because Vince McMahon didn't get the reaction that he wanted. Like a fucking child who had his toy taken away. He's got to spite everybody. Because he didn't get his way, he's now giving you another title match. Another 5-hour event in which they're building up just as great as WrestleMania, and they're putting it in a country that is going to be a country that's going to receive Roman Reigns and his championship win more so than they would in the United States. If you can't see what WWE is doing, then you are a complete fucking idiot. I said it on Monday, and I'm going to repeat myself until I'm green in the face, until we get to that Greatest Royal Rumble. If you're okay with what's happening, then by all means, throw a fucking parade. I will never sugarcoat anything on this fucking show. I knew exactly what they were doing. How you can't see that they internally sabotaged WrestleMania for Roman Reigns is unfathomable. It's ridiculous. So my next question is, what happens when Roman Reigns wins the title and takes the title back to American soil? You think WWE is going to expect fans to just totally revere this guy as he's the conquering hero in another country? Or is he going to get the same fucking reaction that he's been getting in America because nobody wants to see him? Nobody believes in him. Nobody wants him as their man. He is not a people's champion. People aren't stupid. People aren't stupid. You tried to get one over in front of the smartest crowd of the year. How stupid can Vince McMahon be? And then you got your fucking clown parade and Jonathan Coachman trying to fucking... I don't know what he's trying to do on social media. He's trying to just wrangle up the Roman agenda and try and make people believe that he deserves a title match. It's a never-ending cycle with these fucking people. I have people who are fans of Roman Reigns. My best friend is a fan of Roman Reigns. He makes fun of me all the time and watches me and tries to argue with me about Roman Reigns and the fact that I hate him so much that I'm really a fan. No, it's not the case. He came out this week and he even told me that he's sick of the agenda. He sees it and he doesn't understand it. Why didn't they just give him the title and get this shit over with already? I have a lot of people that come to me and say that they're fans of Roman Reigns, but they're sick of what is going on. I really don't have any words for what is happening anymore, man. You know, you all thought Hulk Hogan was pushed down our throats in the 80s and the 90s. You all thought John Cena was pushed down our throats when he was going through his phase as the man. This is by far and away, and we're only 4 years in. John Cena has been there for 13 fucking years. We are only 4 years in with this shit. Can you imagine how worse it's going to get? Whatever they've done with Roman Reigns up until this point has easily trumped what they did with Hogan and what they did with John Cena. When will Vince McMahon learn? When will Vince McMahon learn that Roman Reigns is not the man? I don't think he's ever going to do it. Because if he internally sabotaged WrestleMania 34 and their main event because Roman Reigns wasn't getting the reaction that he wanted, and now he's got to bring this match to another country just to ensure Roman's big moment is revered and cheered by the majority of the audience, I don't think someone like that should be in power anymore. I don't think Vince McMahon's priorities lie with the entirety of the WWE. I don't know what it is about Roman Reigns, and I don't know why they continue to push Roman Reigns when he's been pushed away by the fans for the last 4 years. But I say again, someone like that, drunk with power, who will do nothing to help the rest of his company and instead help one man and try and get him over while everybody else suffers and your biggest event of the year suffers, someone like that should not be in power. I await the day Vince McMahon steps down. It'll be a great day for everybody. And CM Punk, I'm telling you, man, the day he cut that pipe bomb, no matter if it was a work shoot or not, I don't even give a shit at this point. Whatever he said, this company will be better off dead. Well, this company will be better off when Vince McMahon is dead. Jesus Christ, can those words not ring any more truer than they do today? I'm sorry, man. Vince McMahon needs to go. As far as the rest of the WWE this week, Raw after Mania was a complete disappointment. We had the debuts of Ember Moon and No Way Jose, the return of Bobby Lashley, the debut of the Authors of Pain. Excuse me why I am not excited about anybody being called up from NXT. Because as soon as they hit the main roster, they're in Vince McMahon's hands. And you know what happens when you're in Vince McMahon's hands. Things just aren't the same. I thought Monday Night Raw was rushed. I thought Monday Night Raw felt chaotic. And I think WWE should have waited for the superstar shakeup until after Backlash. At least get in the swing of things and finish up storylines or whatever you need to do, and then do the shakeup when everything else going into Backlash has concluded. But no, WWE wants to do things, as always, ass backwards. We don't know where these people are going to end up. We don't know who's going to what brand. We don't know if WWE has even thought about a superstar shakeup to the point where it's going to be an organized, nice, free-flowing 2-day event. If it's anything like the last shakeup, which I expect it to be, it's going to be a complete disaster. SmackDown Live seen Carmella cash in the Money in the Bank briefcase finally and take the title off of Charlotte. I had a problem with this. A lot of people had a problem with this. And those are the same people that don't realize that WWE just doesn't care for anybody else except who they love. If the fans love them, fuck them. That's WWE's new motto. Everybody said that the cash-in by Carmella was very well executed. That's your opinion. You can say whatever you want. But I'm going to relay fact to you. Asuka's streak was the biggest thing going in WWE. Why did she make the main roster after all this time and all these years to ultimately lose in an underwhelming ending at WrestleMania to Charlotte? Nobody understands why. Nobody understands why. I could tell you why. Because Charlotte is the Roman Reigns of the female division in WWE. She is the Roman Reigns of the women's division, soon to be on Monday Night Raw, because I expect her fully to be moving over to Monday Night Raw, being that she lost the title on SmackDown. Asuka is going to be moving to SmackDown Live. We will not see Charlotte and Asuka again until possibly the Survivor Series. WWE had every intention of keeping that streak intact at WrestleMania. A last-minute change to Charlotte winning that match was made the day of, just like the Roman Reigns situation. Now, I don't know why WWE did that. I think they did that primarily knowing that they always wanted Charlotte to win, but they gave you the impression that Asuka was going to win to throw off the bookers and the smart marks in the community. I truly believe that. Why was the cash-in done on Tuesday and not on Sunday? I don't know. I've lost a lot of faith in Carmella. I was quick to say, you know what? Carmella has done well when she won the Money in the Bank briefcase. Even before she won the Money in the Bank briefcase, I was enjoying Carmella's act. But as each month went on, we started to see less and less and less of Carmella. Carmella hasn't done anything to me to show me that she is ready for a women's championship run on SmackDown Live. She's not really that good in the ring. She's another one of these so-called Barbie dolls that WWE likes to present on Total Divas. So now we have a Total Divas champion on SmackDown and a Total Divas champion on Monday Night Raw. Both championships revolve around Total Divas. Instead of having the championship revolve around someone who is a legit ass kicker, who wants to break skulls and break faces, and has an undefeated streak of almost 3 years. Yeah, that's a great decision there, WWE. Let's give the title to someone who clearly doesn't deserve it, and has done nothing to show that she does deserve it, and let's fuck over the one who has been pushed and pushed and pushed and nurtured and cared for and kept in NXT a year longer for the same exact fucking reason. Instead of doing the cash-in at WrestleMania, if your priority was to take the title off of Charlotte and move her to Monday Night Raw in hopes that you can build a Charlotte versus Ronda Rousey main event for WrestleMania, why wasn't this done at WrestleMania? Oh, they built SmackDown Live around it. Oh, it gave SmackDown Live something to do because they didn't have a lot of debuts like Monday Night Raw had. You gave us a 20-minute match with AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan. What the fuck else do you need? Who gives a fuck about Carmella? Charlotte, if your priority is to take the title off of her, and you wanted Carmella to get her moment, why couldn't it have been done during the match? I don't understand that. And then the excuse that I get was that you shouldn't sully or tarnish a great match between Asuka and Charlotte for a cash-in. Really now? Really now? That's funny you say that. Did you people, those same people, say that about Seth Rollins cashing in on that great match with Roman Reigns and Brock Lesnar? Because 3 years ago, I remember myself saying, damn, that was a great fucking main event, which it was. That was one of Roman's best matches. Did you say Rollins ruined the match? No. Guarantee you didn't. I'll even go one before that one. Remember the match in 2013 that John Cena and Daniel Bryan had at SummerSlam when Daniel Bryan won the world title? Did Randy Orton's cash in ruin anything in that match? Even though in that match Orton did it after Daniel Bryan won the title, but still, same point. No, it didn't. Because at that point, we kind of knew that WWE was going down a direction in which Daniel Bryan had to fight his way through the Authority to get to the promised land. I don't believe people in their lackadaisical fucking logic. I don't see how you can say Carmella's cash-in is a good thing on SmackDown and it's not or wouldn't be a good thing at WrestleMania. Do you realize what you do if you do that at WrestleMania? A, you make it a triple threat match. B, you take the title off of Charlotte by having Carmella pin Charlotte and get her WrestleMania moment. C, Asuka remains undefeated because nobody has ever pinned her. Now look at the way WWE did it. Asuka's not undefeated anymore. Charlotte's not the champion anymore. And now we have a champion that I don't give a fuck about. Instead of giving her her WrestleMania moment, which would have been a lot better presentation-wise, you do it on SmackDown in front of a very, very, very tired crowd. And the day after, nobody gives a shit. Now we're all anticipating when Carmella's going to lose it because nobody really wants Carmella as the champion. Some division you got there. Both shows. Carmella and Nia Jax. Man, I'm excited for the fucking women's revolution. Said no one. Garbage. People need to start thinking, man. You need to start opening your eyes and seeing what is going on in front of you. How you can say wholeheartedly that Asuka's streak deserved to be broken. It might have been the right woman to do it in Charlotte, but it certainly was not the right time. And for all those people who are proclaiming that Asuka and Ronda Rousey is not a great match, listen, I understand business better than anybody, man. I'm right there with you. I know WWE wants Charlotte or some form of the Four Horsewomen against Ronda Rousey or their version of the Four Horsewomen from UFC. I understand that the better headline is Charlotte Flair versus Ronda Rousey. But it's going to be on WWE to make me believe that Charlotte can hang with Ronda Rousey. And after what we've seen at WrestleMania and after what I anticipate to come with Ronda Rousey, I don't think anybody's going to be able to stand toe-to-toe with Ronda Rousey as far as legitimacy goes. Look at everybody that they've thrown in front of Brock Lesnar this year. Or last year, rather. Bill Goldberg. Yeah, even though Bill Goldberg is 50 years old, I could see Bill Goldberg standing up to Brock Lesnar and making it a legit fight. Samoa Joe. One of the most legit guys on the roster. Braun Strowman. One of the most legit guys on the roster. AJ Styles. The best wrestler on the roster. Look at the match he brought out of Brock Lesnar. You know, Brock Lesnar is a professional wrestler. He is an amateur, collegiate, fucking championship wrestler. So I expected him to wrestle that night. And he did exactly that. And it goes to show you how great AJ Styles is, and he can work with anybody no matter how big or small they are. WWE has a lot of work to make me believe that Charlotte Flair is going to be as legit as anybody else, or at least as legit as Asuka in this instance against Ronda Rousey. Ronda Rousey and Asuka would have been a great, Great headlining match at WrestleMania because you had the title and then you had the Shriek. I don't understand why they didn't go with that. But then it got me thinking, Charlotte would probably be on Raw. Asuka would be the SmackDown Women's Champion. And WWE, they weren't going to have Charlotte, or rather Asuka, challenge, or Ronda Rousey, rather, challenge Asuka, for the SmackDown title. Because God forbid Ronda Rousey challenges for the B-Show's title, right? It's always got to be the Raw title. So that's one of the reasons why they didn't do it. And plus, Charlotte is the Roman Reigns of the women's division. Simple as that. But I don't see why the cash-in, going back to that, should have been done on SmackDown instead of WrestleMania. That Shriek should have still been intact. There was so many more people that Asuka could have run through. So many more challenges to await Asuka, and you just took it from her. And I hope that WWE continues to book Asuka in a dominating fashion. I hope that WWE books Asuka in some type of redemption storyline. She wants to erase what happened at WrestleMania. She wants to get back on her winning ways and, continue to dominate. But do you have faith in WWE to do anything? Right? I don't. I don't at all. NXT. NXT was a throwaway show this week, except for one thing. And one thing only, the debut of War Machine, renamed War Raiders in NXT. A lot of people are telling me they don't like the name. They don't like this, they don't like that. Who gives a shit? You're complaining about a goddamn fucking name. Did anybody think that, we got War Machine and then we got Heavy Machinery, so maybe WWE didn't want the two names to overlap. They sounded too similar. That's one of the things that we discussed. Or maybe WWE just wanted to give them their own identity and keep their essence. They still look the same. They just have a different name. Who cares? You'll get used to it just like you got used to everything else. Just like how we got used to Finn Balor. And how we got used to, Apollo. Or Rusev. Or Cesaro. Or Elias. And everybody else that they changed names for. It's not the end of the world, people. Suck it up and move on. The other thing that we discussed was the Authors of Pain relieving Paul Ellering of his duties. And I stated on my NXT review that I'd like to see Paul Ellering stick around. It may be a new chapter for AOP, but it could certainly be a new chapter for Paul Ellering. We all know he's a successful man when it comes to tag teams. Just look at his resume. So maybe he finds a new tag team in NXT to write the next chapter with. Maybe they pair him with War Raiders. Maybe, like I stated, and I would be shocked that WWE would do this because then I know they're really fucking listening to me. Maybe they pair Paul Ellering with the Ely brothers. I don't know if you guys seen the Ely brothers as of late, but they look like a Paul Ellering team to me. So I'd like to see Paul Ellering stick around after he was relieved of his duties from AOP. We'll see what happens going into NXT and NXT TakeOver Chicago this coming June. Other than that, man, that is the full week in review of WWE. And believe me, there's more Roman Reigns news to come. I got a whole fucking slew of Roman Reigns news. Why the match was changed. When the match was changed. Length on Lesnar and Heyman's contract, the ending of the greatest Royal Rumble. I got it all, bro. Do not go anywhere. Plus, we got the next two entries in the JD Off the Script Intro Invitational. Right here on episode 217 of Off the Script. here with episode 217 of Off the Script. That entry for the Off the Script intro invitational was from Abby Felicity. Now, I'm sure you guys know who she is via social media and Twitter. A lot of the clowns in the community think that it is yours truly under an alias, which I find to be completely hilarious. Because these people need something to just hang on to because their lives are so fucking pitiful and worthless. No, goons, it is not me. It is someone who has their own mindset and their own thoughts and opinions on WWE. God forbid two people have the same fucking concept when it comes to shitty fucking product. Come on, man. Anyway, if you guys want to vote for her, you guys can certainly do so in the top right corner of the screen. Now, the video she's going up against will be at the end of the video. It'll be an outro. Doing a little bit different this week. So if you guys want to see who she's going up against, and then you guys want to vote for which one advances to the semifinals of the JD Off the Script Intro Invitational, you guys can do that, man. So the next entry will be showcased at the end of the podcast. Thank you guys for taking a part and finding a new intro for Off the Script. I want to thank everybody once again, man, being that this is Off the Script and we haven't talked about how great WrestleMania week has been. You know, you guys absolutely killed it. Monday Night Raw, almost 45,000 views. SmackDown almost did the same, which was great. WrestleMania did over 130,000 with almost 3,300 likes. It was easily the highest rated review video I've ever done. You know, NXT TakeOver, the biggest TakeOver review that I've ever done as well. Off the Script killed it last weekend. Thank you to all the new people who have signed up, or subscribed rather, to the channel. Thank you to everybody who has followed me on Twitter. You guys are what make this channel, and I'm eternally grateful for you putting me in the position that I'm in right now. We're going to continue it. I am absolutely not even close to where I want to be. The journey continues, man. We are at 91,000 subscribers, which means we are 9,000 away from 100,000 right here on YouTube, man. Thank you guys so much for everything, and we're going to continue going on into the worst Royal Rumble in Saudi Arabia. Follow me on Twitter at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Make sure you guys turn on that bell and highlight all notifications. You don't want nothing highlighted, man. You don't want an upload here or an upload there. You want the whole fucking pizza pie. So make sure you guys highlight all notifications. Turn on every video you guys want to be notified of right here on the channel. Now, I want to let you guys know that there's going to be a new t-shirt on Monday. We got a new t-shirt coming to the shop on Monday. It is this beauty right here. Being that Daniel Bryan has already had 2 successful matches, one against Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens at WrestleMania, and against AJ Styles, which I didn't think needed to happen right away, you know. The smart marks in the community always got to find something to argue about. Why would you want to give this match away for free following WrestleMania and with no build and no storyline and no title, right? Nakamura was definitely going to interfere because of what he did at WrestleMania, but why would you want to ruin a first-time match? You do realize that first impressions are everything. And the fact that they gave this first impression of Bryan and Styles in the ring away, just because it's the Tuesday after WrestleMania, I don't agree with. They could have easily put Rusev in that match against Daniel Bryan. That would have been a nice spectacle, being that Rusev is so over. But no, WWE likes to ruin things, and they like to give away Nakamura and Orton, Nakamura and Cena, and now they're doing it with Bryan and Styles. But I don't know anything. Then you'll have the smart marks on social media. Oh, look at these people. They want SmackDown Live to be so great. and we get AJ Styles and Daniel Bryan, and they still complain, man. That's all I heard. All I heard. Go fuck yourself. Anyway, the true face is finally back in the WWE. It ain't Roman. It's Daniel Bryan. Coming soon to Barbershop Window on Monday. I'm just waiting for the design to be approved. And you guys can own this beauty. And wait till you see what Sal Rex has coming up, man. My goodness. We're going to have another one following the greatest Royal Rumble. And it's so fucking brilliant and perfect for what is about to happen at the greatest Royal Rumble, man. Wait till you see it. I'm not gonna say any more than that, but a tease will be coming very, very shortly. I can't wait, man. I can't fucking wait. Anyway, if you guys want to get your t-shirts, man, this is the one that's selling like hotcakes. They do it for Roman. Only on Barbershop Window. Continue to get your Do It For Roman t-shirts with everybody's favorite tooth. You guys thought Nakamura was going to win at WrestleMania. Nakamura? He ain't going to Saudi Arabia and winning the title from Brock Lesnar, man. It's going to be, Wood. There you go. It's there. They do it for Roman. Barbershopwindow.com/off-the-script. Eat, sleep, bench, repeat. They do it for Roman. Failure. Garbage. Mahal and Orton again. My God. Jesus fucking Christ. Can you get any more pathetic? Like anybody wants to see that match again. You know, I had somebody tell me that Jinder Mahal was the greatest United States champion of all time. I'd love to know what the fuck they're serving in that household. My goodness. When I thought people couldn't get any more fucking stupid on social media, man, you gotta hear shit like that. Somebody was naming Jinder Mahal and Baron Corbin as the greatest United States champions of all time. What? Are you fucking kidding me? You can give me the United States championship and I'd be a better fucking champion than Jinder Mahal. My God. Barbershopwindow.com/off-the-script. Harry's! You guys want to clean shave? You guys want to look good while you're going out with the guys and you're nice and trimmed and you got the ladies looking at you? Harry's is going to get you there, man. Harry's.com/script. Free trial shave set. All you guys have to do is pay shipping and handling. You're going to get the razor blade, the razor handle, the protective case, and their foaming shave gel, which a lot of you have told me, JD, not only does it feel great on my face, it smells fantastic. So if you guys want to get your free trial shave set, harrys.com/script. Continue to sign up if you have already done so. Please tell a friend, tell your best friend's father, tell your girlfriend's family, a colleague at work, a classmate at school, fucking, Ahmed at the deli, whatever, man. Tell him. Harry's. JD's giving away free trial shave sets. There you go, man. Harrys.com/script and audibletrial.com/off-the-script. You guys can sign up with Audible. They are going to give you 30 days free of their service with one free audio book of your choice. And Audible's doing that because you're listening to Off the Script, man. And you guys, if you want to cancel within the 30 days, you get to keep your audiobook for free. Over 190,000 choices to choose from. So make sure you guys do the same deal, man. Sign up if you have already done so. Tell anybody that you can. audibletrial.com/off-the-script. There you go, man. Let's get into the news, man. I do want to talk about this Rusev situation. Now, WWE had initially planned a Rusev versus Undertaker match at the Greatest Royal Rumble, and they were highlighting that as a casket match. Now, a lot of the so-called elitists and the smart marks on social media who think they know it all, they were telling me, oh, you have to complain about everything. You gotta complain about every little thing. Do you see any positive in anything? Why don't you tell that to Rusev, who's been fucking buried the last few weeks? Does Rusev see positive in anything? He even knew going into this with his tweet that he was about to be buried. Bury me softly, brother, he said to The Undertaker on social media. Now, all these people think they know it all, right? Oh, JD, The Undertaker chooses his opponents, man. Really now? Did The Undertaker choose Rusev, or did the WWE choose Rusev? Looks like the WWE chose Rusev, because just as quick as they chose Rusev, they took Rusev away and replaced him with Chris Jericho. Now, listen, I know completely that WWE, they don't like when someone gets over on their own, evident as it pertains to Wade Barrett, Damian Sandow, Zack Ryder, and everybody else that has suffered the same fate as those gentlemen. Now, Rusev is going through the same thing. I don't know what it is. Somebody just doesn't like Rusev. Somebody doesn't like the fact that he got over organically. Somebody doesn't like the fact that he used a simple hashtag and it grew into a worldwide phenomenon. I don't understand why any businessman or any company wouldn't appreciate the fact that this guy has gone out there and done something to make them X amount of money. On top of that, the guy is not bad at all in the ring. So why aren't you pushing this guy? And for the simple fact that the guy is over as fuck, selling your merchandise, becoming the number one seller on WWEshop.com, why isn't this guy being reimbursed for his hard work? He clearly loves what he's doing. He clearly wants to be there. So why are you cutting him off at every twist and turn? Rusev is nothing more than an enhancement talent on SmackDown Live with a popular catchphrase and a number one selling t-shirt. That's all he really is, WWE didn't choose Rusev. Or Undertaker, rather, didn't choose Rusev. WWE chose Rusev. And the fact, it's funny how we all collectively as a community see Rusev being buried by WWE management and not being given an opportunity by WWE management. I don't call losing at WrestleMania in a fatal four-way to Jinder Mahal, and I don't call losing to Randy Orton on SmackDown Live in a number one contenders match for that same title as an opportunity. I don't. I find that to be an embarrassment. I find that to be Rusev was merely put in that match so that he could eat the pinfall at WrestleMania. WWE symbolically used Rusev as a way to get a laugh out of management. They put Rusev in that spot with The Undertaker in a casket match as a way to symbolically tell you that this guy, not literally, but now figuratively, is being buried. That's all it means. That's all it means. There's no reason to book Rusev in that match. You could have chosen anybody. Like, if WWE wanted to put Chris Jericho in a match at the Greatest Royal Rumble, with him already being announced for the show, why didn't they do that to begin with? Now, why was Rusev taken out of this match? I don't know. Could it be with what he tweeted on social media? The storyline is that Lana went to WWE management and had this match changed and had Rusev removed because she didn't want the casket match to harm her husband. Or whatever the initiative that they were trying to push on WWE.com was. But I ask you, if WWE knew Jericho was already on the show for the 50-man Royal Rumble, then why wouldn't they have put him in this match to begin with? So it makes me believe that WWE did this on purpose. Now, Dave Meltzer is stating that Rusev took all mention of WWE out of his Twitter profile. He changed his profile picture. He put his name as nothing more than a fucking decimal point or a period. He took his name off. He mentioned something about change being needed or it'll be Rusev Day somewhere else. Whatever the case may be. Dave Meltzer is reporting that this is nothing more than a mere storyline. But it's very difficult to see that Now, I don't think WWE would initially release Rusev. They don't want Rusev going anywhere else. You know, they did that with Cody Rhodes. They did that with everybody else. And, you know, I mentioned already in my Rusev video that WWE would be shitting bricks to have Cody Rhodes back in the WWE. It may be a storyline, but just by the way he's been treated, I can honestly gauge, and I would bet I would bet pretty handsomely that Rusev is pretty frustrated and done with the WWE at this point. I don't like the way that they're treating him. I will not look too much into this right now until something is made. People obviously are under the impression that Rusev is being released. That would be idiotic. Like I said, I will not go further into this until Rusev is actually legitimately released from the WWE and he is future endeavored. Until then, I will say nothing else of the matter. But I do find it funny how WWE put Rusev in a casket match when all they did was bury him this past week and bury him for most of 2018 and then figuratively put him in a casket match with The Undertaker as a way of symbolism for what they really think of Rusev. It's like a joke. Now, you know, I understand where everybody else is coming from. You know, why would you complain about being in a match with The Undertaker? Why would you complain about being in a casket match with The Undertaker? It's more than, you know, a loss. It's an absolute honor to be buried by The Undertaker. You know, why would you complain that Rusev is in the ring with The Undertaker in front of 60,000 people at this big event that's being built up like a WrestleMania pay-per-view? I've heard it all, and believe me, I understand that. I understand that. But it's tough to think that way when the fucking guy has got himself over and he deserves to be pushed. Nobody's going to find positive out of that. They're only going to see the negative. I don't blame those people for being vocal. If Rusev was on somewhat of a winning streak, if he won the fucking title at WrestleMania, then it would be an honor. It doesn't look like an honor when the guy has been fucked by WWE management for the better half of his career. Do you see where I'm going? Yes, I understand being in the ring with The Undertaker is an absolute honor, especially in a casket match. Fine. But when Rusev has been shit on left and right, it's tough for people to see positive in that. They're only going to see Rusev being buried by The Undertaker as a way of symbolism for his WWE run. Give me a break. You know? Everybody complains about nothing but negativity. Everybody complains that there's too much negativity in the community. What is there to be positive about? In every situation, there will be a negative aspect. I fucking hate when people find nothing negative in anything. Not everything is overly positive. I'm not here to spread positivity. When there's something positive, or when I should talk about something in a positive light, I will do so. Just watch me on Wednesday. But you got 16 segments on Monday Night Raw. How many of them are legitimately positive? 2? 3? There's always a negative light to something on these shows. Always. For someone to fucking sit there and never find negativity in anything because of whatever agenda they're pushing is fucking pathetic. This was a negative situation. And I don't blame anybody for being vocal about Rusev. I've had people text me left and right. He's getting released, isn't he? I would not be surprised. Not because WWE wants to do it, but because Rusev has had enough. And if it's a storyline, we'll see it. We will see it if we see him on SmackDown Live. We will see it if he is off, SmackDown Live for a couple of weeks at a time. Then we know that something's going on. But until we hear word on what's going on with Rusev, it's not really something that we should dwell on. It's not something that we should worry about. When he's future endeavored, then we'll fucking bitch and moan. But like I said, I find it very difficult for people, to sit here and not be negative. I don't blame those people whatsoever. Because if WWE wanted to put Jericho in this match the entire fucking time, they could have easily did it. They didn't need to showcase Rusev and then change it, Come on, dude. Come on. Jericho and The Undertaker is a very, very exciting matchup. With the fact that Jericho has put on one of the best matches of the year with Omega. He attacked Naito, at their New Year's Eve bash. Yeah, and now he is fighting The Undertaker at the greatest Royal Rumble in a casket match. Jericho's having a fucking spectacular year without really doing much of anything. He's not even a full-time guy in WWE anymore. This is a WrestleMania caliber match. Well, I don't know about now with The Undertaker's condition, but just the marquee, the graphic of it is a WrestleMania caliber match. Jericho and The Undertaker. It's something that we've never seen at WrestleMania. Something that people have wanted to see at WrestleMania. We're getting it in 2.5 weeks. We're going to enjoy it. We'll enjoy it for what it is. But like I said, again, it's very difficult for people not to be negative when Rusev was there and automatically replaced with Chris Jericho. So I just wanted to get that out of the way. Fans reacting all over the fucking place to Rusev being pulled from the greatest Royal Rumble. I want to talk about this before we get into the Roman Reigns thing, man. CM Punk. The reason why I love CM Punk so much is because the guy just doesn't give a shit. He drops truth bombs where truth bombs need to be fucking dropped. CM Punk rips a wrestler who criticized vocal fans during the WrestleMania main event. CM Punk is far removed from his wrestling days, but that doesn't mean that he doesn't appreciate his fans. There seems to be this myth perpetuated by WWE claiming that Punk doesn't care about his fan base, but that is far from the truth. There were CM Punk chants at WrestleMania and on Raw this week, which is amazing considering that he left WWE 4 years ago. Now, the ones, who rip on the CM Punk chants, they don't want to realize that Punk is the last remaining relic out there that would generate any buzz upon a return for WWE. Yet everybody's fucking dripping sweat and having their balls dropped for Bobby Lashley. Bobby Lashley, believe me, Bobby Lashley may have gotten a reaction on the Raw after Mania, but wait till WWE starts pushing Bobby Lashley in his glorified vanilla state. People will turn against Bobby Lashley like they did Batista. Watch. I guarantee you. The guy is going to be a failure in WWE. Watch. CM Punk chants at WrestleMania and on Raw. This actually annoyed former Tough Enough contestant and independent wrestler AJ Kirsch. I don't know who the fuck he is, nor do I care. Nor do I want to know who he is because he's a blatant fucking idiot. Kirsch tagged Punk on Twitter and wrote, and I quote, "I wonder how much those fans spent to throw beach balls and chant CM Punk's name. I mean, tickets to the show, flights, hotels, food, and probably drinks, maybe even some merch. That's a lot of money to spend just to show everyone you're a fucking asshole." This is what he said. End quote. Punk then saw the tweet and fired back and said, and I quote, "Or you could just let everyone know that you're an asshole for free by telling them what to do with their own money." End quote. AJ Kirsch is a complete fucking buffoon. A buffoon. Like, people don't have the right to vocally express how they feel about Roman Reigns being in the main event 4 years in a row. What? Do you not have any brain cells in your brain? Do you not have a functioning fucking mind of your own to realize what WWE is doing? Or are you on that Roman cock bouncing up and down as well, Mr. AJ Kirsch? What, the fans in New Orleans, the smartest crowd of the fucking entire year, is not blind to the fact that Roman took 5 F5s and they didn't realize what WWE was doing by the time that point in the match had happened? Wow! A smart fucking audience! God forbid! people like this do not belong on social media. This guy, I don't know what his agenda was or what his hopes and dreams are. Maybe he wants to get back in the WWE someday and he's fucking acting like a political prick. But I am telling you, right here, right now, as I said it on social media and I said it on Sunday with WrestleMania, Roman Reigns, WWE, WrestleMania, and more importantly, Vince McMahon got everything that they deserved on Sunday night, and I regret nothing in what I just said. Nothing. The fact that Roman was bloodied, the fact that WWE went into this expecting some fucking fallacy, some fucking dream of it actually being what they want. They got everything that they fucking deserved, and New Orleans knew what was going on. This guy apparently did not know what was going on, and Punk made him look like a complete fucking idiot. Good on Punk. Good on Punk. Oh, I'm sorry that fans want to throw beach balls and, you know, they want to chant CM Punk's name. They want to chant CM Punk's name. Everybody in that crowd would love to see CM Punk in there with Brock Lesnar, not Roman Reigns. God forbid people don't want to see Roman Reigns. It's like a fucking crime. I don't understand what is so difficult to understand that people don't want Roman Reigns. People seen right through WWE's veil on Sunday night. And people still are stupid to the fact of what they're really trying to do with the greatest Royal Rumble. AJ Kirsch may be an independent wrestler, but clearly he doesn't know what the fuck is going on. Wants to make a name for himself off of CM Punk by tagging him. Well, Punk really gave you a fucking name now, didn't he, you fucking retard? God, I hate people like this. I'm glad New Orleans did what they did. Like I said, everybody got exactly what they deserved with that main event. New Orleans did the right thing. I stand by New Orleans, and that should have been the biggest eye-opener of them all. But apparently, WWE is continuing on, and now they're moving it to another country, a foreign country, off of American soil because Roman didn't get the reaction that he wanted or that they wanted over there. So now they have to do it their way off of American soil. Yeah, great. What happens when he comes back to American soil? What are you going to do then? Meanwhile, WWE doesn't even realize that they have a monster heel in the making here. They have a monster fucking heel in the making. All they have to do is have Roman win the title over there, come back to American soil, and say, listen, I had to win this fucking title that I was, oh my God, it fucking pisses me off. He goes over there and wins the title, wins it, comes back to America and says, you guys betrayed me that I had to win the fucking title off of American soil. I come back here and you don't respect me. That is money. That is money. That is the first thing that I do when Roman wins that title. Wins it on foreign soil, comes back to America, is booed out of the fucking building, and all he has to do is go off on the fans. Look at how you fans disrespect me. I won this title for you. I beat Brock Lesnar in front of 70,000 fucking people. And now I'm coming over here expecting a hero's welcome that I finally vanquished the part-timer and this is what I get? I'm glad I didn't win the title in America. You don't deserve my hard work, blood, sweat, and tears for me to win this title in front of you fucking people. That's it. That is it. Money heel. Money heel. We say it all the time. WWE's positioned Roman Reigns in certain situations where he would thrive as a heel. A heel turn presents itself. This is the biggest opportunity for a heel turn yet, and WWE will not do it. Shame on them. Shame on them. WWE's out of their fucking mind if they think this is going to work. Another failure waiting to happen. Now, WrestleMania's result was changed very late in the day. Might have changed during the fucking show. Everybody for this match expected Roman Reigns to walk out the Universal Champion. Fans were left surprised on Sunday night as the main event of WrestleMania 34 looked to be the most predictable in years, with Roman Reigns expected to leave New Orleans as the new Universal Champion. WWE had been planning this for years. It was thought that the Mercedes-Benz Superdome would be the venue where the big dog finally slays the beast in a passing of the torch moment, as if he hasn't had 2 of them already. 3 of them if you count John Cena at No Mercy. Passing of the fucking torch. Fuck out of here. Every torch that Roman gets handed, it's extinguished in minutes because of WWE's ignorance. While Lesnar had been expected to leave the company anyway and return to the UFC. He said Lesnar delivered F5 after F5 on a bloody Roman Reigns before picking up the surprising win inside the same venue where he ended The Undertaker's WrestleMania streak 4 years ago. To even more surprise, Lesnar signed a new deal with the WWE, which was announced on Monday. Now Reigns is getting a rematch at the Greatest Royal Rumble in Jeddah, Saudi Arabia, later this month inside of a steel cage. Again, I ask the question. Why is Roman Reigns getting a title match? Again, when he suffered a loss. I don't think WWE is going to work around a reason as to why he's getting one. I hope that they do. And even if they do, they're not going to make me believe he deserves one. But why is he getting one? Why is he getting one? Does anyone have a legit reason as to why this man deserves another match? And don't tell me because he laid there in a bloody heap. Fuck out of here. So what happened? The world was believing the rumors that have been circulating. Reigns was almost certain to be leaving with the championship, and Lesnar was finally going to be beaten and on his way out. Well, Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer newsletter has revealed that those backstage, also believed that this was the case heading into the event. Speaking on the latest Wrestling Observer radio show, Meltzer and Alvarez claimed that the writers and many of the producers were under the assumption that Reigns was going to win. And that decision to have Lesnar win was last minute, reportedly during the week. Now, according to several sources, they kept it so tightly guarded that even the referee knew that Reigns was winning going into the match. Instead, he was told during the match to count Lesnar to 3, meaning that he went into the match believing Reigns was going to win, and at some point during the match, he was given clear instruction that the finish had changed, and when Lesnar hits the final F5, to pin Lesnar for the win. The reason for the late decision is that WWE realized fans simply weren't going to cheer Reigns. This is how whoever is running WWE is absolutely fucking mental out of their mind. 4 years later, they realize now that Roman Reigns is not going to be cheered at WrestleMania. He wasn't cheered at 33. He wasn't cheered at 32. He wasn't cheered at 31. Why do you expect him to be cheered at 34? He ain't going to be cheered at 35. He's not going to be cheered at 36, 37, 38, 39, 40. Instead, the plan is to have Lesnar drop the title in front of a more receptive crowd in Saudi Arabia. Not only to get the reaction that WWE wants, but to also show the country how much they value them as an important partner. WWE sabotages WrestleMania 34 main event for the Roman Reigns agenda. Open your eyes, people. Open your fucking eyes. Sad state of affairs we live in. This is the product that we so dearly love and force ourselves to watch every single week. And this is what they say to you. For the fans, fuck you. No, but I'm wrong, though. I'm always negative, says the goons and the clowns and the irrelevance on social media. I don't know anything. All I am is negative. I see no positive in anything. Well, either you need to go back to school or start listening to somebody that's much more intelligent than you. What have I been saying for the last 4 years? What have I stated coming out of WrestleMania? Everything that you just read from Dave Meltzer, I don't even listen to Meltzer. The fuck do I care about Dave Meltzer for? I get my Meltzer news from people who are subscribed to Meltzer who post it on fucking line for free. Look at this. What more do I have to fucking go over with you? If you don't find that to be pathetic, how you can still support Roman Reigns and the WWE after this? Man, you must have fucking absolutely no soul. No soul. Everyone is legit done with this shit. Everyone. Now, apparently there was a major altercation after the WrestleMania 34 main event between Lesnar and Reigns. This altercation happened with Vince McMahon and Lesnar after the match was over. Other than the victory itself, one of the biggest stories to come out of WrestleMania was that Brock Lesnar got into a heated altercation backstage with Vince McMahon. The WWE did top secret job at keeping their plans quiet, as even the referee, like we just said, only reportedly found out during the match that Lesnar was going to be retaining the Universal Championship and Roman Reigns won't be leaving New Orleans with the title, something the majority of the fans thought would happen. Instead, Lesnar hit multiple F5s on a bloody Reigns to retain the title before the company announced the following day that he had signed a new contract. However, it had also been revealed that both Lesnar and Vince got into a confrontation backstage once the match had ended. The rumors have suggested that Vince's anger stems from two reasons. The first was the fact that they drew blood in the match, which wasn't part of the plan. This seems strange as WWE's cameras continued to make sure they got great angles of Reigns and his bloody face. I don't believe that for 1 second. I don't think Vince was angry about the blood. The blood is exactly what WWE wanted, and I've read multiple reports that everything that happened in that match was planned from the beginning. Whether Lesnar was instructed to stiff shot Reigns with those elbows to bust him open hard way, that's exactly the visual WWE wanted. I will not be convinced otherwise that Vince was angry about that. They wanted that to happen. They planned for it to happen because it ties into their initiative. If fans see Reigns all bloodied and shaking his face like he's fucking getting ready for war, that somehow the fans would rally with Reigns to stop this fucking monster. Didn't work. Roman Reigns could have been fucking murdered in that ring on Sunday night and nobody would have given a fuck. Nobody. So I don't believe that at all. Vince wasn't angry about the blood. They wanted the blood so that it ties into their agenda and their Roman initiative. Believe me. The second was the German announce team didn't know their table was going to be used in a spot, and apparently Lesnar threw the Universal Championship in Vince's face when they got backstage. Now, I also heard reports that he either threw it in Vince's direction or at a wall, neither of which I believe. I don't believe any of that. If there's one thing that Lesnar would be angry at, to be this upset, why would Vince be upset if the German announce team and their table was fucking destroyed, and it wasn't supposed to? Like they didn't know. Who the fuck cares about the German announce team? WWE clearly wanted Reigns to be bleeding. If Lesnar was this upset, the only thing Lesnar would be upset at is the fact that Vince booked him in a fucking terrible shit storyline when Lesnar knew exactly the reaction he was going to get when he went out there, and he was so pissed off that he knew he was right and Vince didn't fucking listen to him. That's why Lesnar was upset. What would Lesnar be upset for? He went into WrestleMania, he retained the title, he beat Roman Reigns. What the fuck is there to be upset about? Signed the new deal. What is there to be upset about? Lesnar was upset because he knew the reaction that he was going to get out there. Nobody gave a fuck about him winning. That's why he was upset at Vince McMahon. Not because of the blood or the German announce team. Who cares? Dave Meltzer of the Wrestling Observer has revealed that Shane McMahon also got involved in the confrontation too. Shane O'Mac had already competed on the night, picking up a win alongside Daniel Bryan as they defeated Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Meltzer, who was speaking on Monday's edition of the Wrestling Observer radio show with Bryan Alvarez, claimed that Shane was reportedly ready to fight based on Brock's actions. According to other sources, he threw the belt against the wall at Vince McMahon and he was very unhappy. The reason he was unhappy, I don't know what they were, but he was. And Shane McMahon jumped in and kind of wanted to. I don't know if he wanted to fight Lesnar, but he acted like he wanted to fight Lesnar. As far as Shane goes, as far as the belt throw, for all we know, this could be a work. Nobody really knows. I mean, the people who were there did not think it was a work, but they also know that they were all worked on the finish. A marquee name or not, somebody like Shane was always going to step in if Lesnar went out of line and did what the reports are claiming. I don't believe the reports. I'm telling you right now, I don't believe the reports. I don't believe that Vince was upset about the blood. I don't believe that Vince was upset about the German announce table spot. And I don't think that Lesnar threw the title. I think Lesnar was upset because of the fucking reaction that he got from a sold out, or near sold out, 80,000 crowd Superdome. He knew what was to come. He knew what to expect. And Vince turned the other cheek. This is what Vince wanted. Look at how it failed you, and look at how it blew up in your face. That's why Lesnar was upset. I'm not going to believe anything else about, any other reason why Lesnar was upset. There's no reason for him to be upset. The only people that knew he signed a new deal was him and Vince McMahon. And Paul Heyman, probably. The only people that knew he was going to win the match was Lesnar, Vince, and Heyman. What is there to be upset about? The only thing to be upset about was the reaction from New Orleans. That is the only thing to be upset about. So I don't believe this story at all. Now, as far as Heyman and Lesnar both signing new deals with the WWE, if a report by Steven Muehlhausen of Sporting News and Fightful.com is to be believed, this might not be the last time we see Brock Lesnar in the WWE either. He has reported that Lesnar's new deal with the WWE is a multi-year deal, and he will be allowed to fight in the UFC since he's still under UFC contract. Muehlhausen also states that Lesnar has been under a UFC contract since the announcement was made he would face Mark Hunt at UFC 200, and that his previous WWE contract had options that would have expired in August, but Vince McMahon really wanted him to stay as he views him and Rousey as WWE's two biggest attractions. In terms of UFC, Muehlhausen adds that the plan is for Lesnar to fight once in 2018 versus the winner of Stipe Miocic versus Daniel Cormier at UFC 226. But he still has to formally re-enter the USADA drug testing pool and finish his suspension, which is around 6 months before this can happen. Overall, if this report is true, then Brock Lesnar's time in the WWE is far from over, and he could still be a part of the company for many years to come, but he will also be allowed to compete inside the octagon for UFC. This is bound to split the WWE fans, as his part-time status has always received a mixed reaction from fans, and with him still being allowed to fight with UFC, it will mean he spends even more time away from the ring due to fight camps and to avoid injury for any upcoming fights. Yet, because he is still one of the biggest draws in WWE, there is a chance he will remain a champion or near the top of the card, which is bound to anger some fans as they prefer to have more full-time superstars be given opportunities in the main event scene, especially having the championship being featured full-time on their respective shows. Now, according to PW Insider and Dave Meltzer, they've confirmed the news regarding his contract and have added that Heyman has only signed a short-term deal. Now, there is conflicting reports. I don't know which to believe. I've heard reports that it's a multi-year deal. I've heard reports that it's through April so that they could get the title off Lesnar and put it on Roman. I've heard that it's just merely up until SummerSlam so WWE can give us Lashley versus Lesnar at SummerSlam. I don't know what to believe. Quite frankly, I'm not here to tell you how long Lesnar has signed or how long he's going to be with WWE or how many times more he's going to win the Universal Championship. I don't care. I don't care. I want Lesnar out of the WWE for the time being. I'm sick of seeing Brock Lesnar in the WWE. I'm sick of having the title off of Monday Night Raw and not given an opportunity for others to fight for it. That doesn't mean I want it on Roman Reigns. That doesn't mean I want to see all the initiative that they're taking to put Roman over. That doesn't mean I want to see them sabotage WrestleMania's main event. But Lesnar does not belong as champion. Lesnar is an attraction. Lesnar doesn't need to be champion anymore. He's already sabotaged and held hostage that title for this Roman Reigns push. That's the only reason why he won it. People don't understand that. Lesnar doesn't need the title. Lesnar is an attraction. You book him as such. Whether that's against Lashley, Joe, Strowman, Nakamura, another match with Styles, whomever you want. He doesn't need to be champion. Now, if the deal is short term, if Heyman's deal is similar to Lesnar's, then it could possibly mean that Lesnar's deal is not multi-year, reported by Muehlhausen, and a fight with the UFC is still expected to take place. According to Wrestling Inc., Lesnar's new deal with WWE has included everything he wants, such as Heyman being his manager. It also includes Lesnar getting a pay raise. Now, speaking of Wrestling Inc., I want to sign in to their website because I read something last night as far as Brock Lesnar goes with his new deal. If I can find it, I will read it for you guys here. I don't know where I can find it, but I know I seen it on social media, and it's not here. I don't know where the fuck it would be. It's not here. I figured it would be on their website. It's not here. Either they took it down or it's not here, or I'm blind. I don't see it here. But I read through them that Lesnar got even more of a pay raise. He even got more of a pay raise. Let me see if I can search it because it was a very detailed article. And here we go. I think this is it. Yes, backstage update on when Brock Lesnar's new contract expires, Lesnar's pay raise, and Paul Heyman. This is from Wrestling Inc. As noted earlier via the Wrestling Observer radio show with Meltzer and Alvarez, the new contract for WWE Universal Champion, this was 12 hours ago, by the way. Brock Lesnar was made on Monday before WrestleMania 34 at the Go Home show in Atlanta. So it was signed then, and it was completely under lock and key from everybody. And it was signed on Sunday before the match in New Orleans. This is a new deal and not an extension of previous deals. Very few people knew about the new deal, and Roman Reigns, though he was winning the title supposedly on Sunday up until the day of the big event, that was changed. The original ending to the match had Reigns coming off the ropes and getting caught with an F5, but he was to counter it into a spear for the pin and the win. That would have been god-awful. They changed that finish and went with Lesnar hitting the F5 for the pin. The match went as planned, and no one went off the script. Like I told you, I didn't believe the initial reports. I believe Ryan Satin reported the initial report. I didn't believe any of that shit with him going off the script. I didn't believe any of that shit. No pun intended. Regarding the length of the new contract, the Wrestling Observer newsletter reports that this is not listed as a one-match deal, but it does end at SummerSlam. The new deal allows Lesnar to negotiate one UFC fight under contract with WWE, but the fight would take place after the deal expires. So WWE would be washed of Lesnar. They don't want him getting injured on their watch. And they don't want nothing to do with him entering the USADA pool again under their watch. Lesnar's new deal also includes a significant pay raise. Lesnar is set to defend the title against Roman Reigns in a steel cage match on April 27th at the Greatest Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia. There will likely be other dates between now and August, but the two sides will be right back where they started once this expires. It's always possible that a new deal is signed later. On a related note, while most of the people in WWE, figured Roman Reigns was winning, no one knew the match finish at WrestleMania. Paul Heyman was aware of who would win. The Observer adds that most talent contracts are handled by Triple H and Talent Relations, but Lesnar is handled by Vince McMahon. Heyman has also just signed a new short-term deal with WWE. That is the absolute latest on Brock Lesnar and his deal with the WWE. So, I don't know what to believe here. I really don't know what to believe. The altercation, I think Lesnar was pissed about the reaction that he got with Roman Reigns in that match from 80,000 strong in the Superdome. Lesnar signing through SummerSlam means that we're probably going to get that showdown, which should be an attraction. Lesnar versus Lashley. There were rumors that Lesnar was going to hold the title till SummerSlam. A lot of people have asked me, JD, do you think Brock Lesnar is going to hold the title so that WWE can break CM Punk's record of 434 days? No. Why would they care about that? That's petty. And to be honest with you, Lesnar holding the title, to break Punk's record, it's not even valid. Punk was the WWE champion. Lesnar is the Universal champion. Doesn't matter. Punk's reign as 434 days as WWE champion is still in the record books, and no one has come close to that since. Lesnar's, if Lesnar takes that title, the Universal title, and comes close to Punk's, reign, it's not going to mean anything. It's two different titles. WWE can tout all they want that Lesnar is the longest reigning champion, top 10. It's for the WWE title, not the Universal title. It's two different brackets, two different categories. And I don't think WWE should be disrespecting Punk like that in any manner anyway. So that is the latest, the very latest on Brock Lesnar and the WWE. Believe what you want, and you guys know where I stand as I stated it in this very show. Finally, guys, we are going to end with this. Actually, there's more. How much Roman Reigns news do I actually have? I don't really know. I don't want to go over everything, because then I'll have nothing. I think I'll save this one piece of Roman Reigns news for tomorrow. It's titled, "The WWE Continues the Roman Reigns Agenda Following WrestleMania 34. We'll save that for tomorrow. Anyway, Brock Lesnar and Roman Reigns at the worst Royal Rumble event is expected to end in predictable fashion. How is it supposed to end? Now, obviously, you guys know that WrestleMania 34 was sabotaged for this event in Saudi Arabia. Brock Lesnar was dominant against Reigns to a point where he delivered 6 F5s, battered his forehead with elbows, bled profusely, and pinned him in the middle of the ring. Now, many thought that Lesnar would leave WWE for UFC after his match at WrestleMania 34, but that wasn't the case at all, as we just documented, signing a new deal. WWE also revealed that Lesnar would be defending the Universal title against Reigns at the worst Royal Rumble event in Saudi Arabia near the end of the month, a repeat of the WrestleMania 34 main event from Sunday. Lesnar will defend the championship against Reigns in a steel cage match at King Abdullah. Sorry, I'm a goon for mispronouncing it. Sports City Stadium in Jeddah on April 27th. What's interesting is how recent reports are saying that this match, has a planned finish already. According to PW Torch's Wade Keller, Reigns is expected to prevail against Lesnar at the worst Royal Rumble event and capture the Universal Championship for the first time in his career, as well as finally having Reigns get the better of Lesnar after 3 years of build-up. Wade Keller suggests that the reason why WWE is making Reigns Universal Champion in King Abdullah Sports Stadium in Saudi Arabia and not at WrestleMania is that WWE believes the crowd inside Saudi Arabia and King Abdullah Sports City Stadium will be more receptive to his title win than those that were at Mercedes-Benz Superdome in New Orleans at WrestleMania. Exactly what I had stated on social media the minute this match was announced. Either way, though, Reigns still has to return to the United States at some point, and when he does make his first appearance on Monday Night Raw as Universal Champion, nothing will change. The more things change, the more they stay the same. After years of build-up, it looks like Reigns will finally get the better of Lesnar by the end of the month, and hopefully we can finally move on from this pathetic attempt to push this guy as the People's Champion and on to more exciting feuds for the WWE Universal Championship. So there you have it. You guys know the exact reason as to why this is happening. I don't need to tell you why. You guys know and should have a functioning brain for yourself. The only people that don't understand what's going on is the people on social media who just refuse to believe anything as far as fallacies and negativity towards Roman Reigns. Believe me, everything that I stated is exactly why they are doing it. If you don't believe me, then shut your fucking mouth and don't claim that I'm overly negative, because I'm negative for the simple fact of truth. And the fact that I think the majority of everybody is sick and tired of Roman Reigns. So tomorrow we'll figure out how the Roman Reigns agenda is continuing after WrestleMania 34 and after the worst Royal Rumble. We'll talk about that. Also, we also have news on why Carmella cashed in her Money in the Bank briefcase on SmackDown Live. What was WWE's reasoning for this? Original plans for Charlotte and Asuka at WrestleMania 34, and a possible reason why WWE has turned Nakamura heel, which I actually, after 1 week, have enjoyed. Also news on Dolph Ziggler not signing a new deal with WWE. Okada is all in. And why did The Undertaker squash John Cena at WrestleMania 34? All this, plus so much more, on part 2 of Off the Script. Thank you guys so much. Enjoy your Fridays. Thank you for everything. Hit that thumbs up. Follow me on Twitter, at JDFROMNY206. Hit that subscribe button down below. Turn on that bell for notifications. If you guys want to donate to the cause and support the channel, patreon.com/JDFROMNY206. And I'll see you guys right back here for part 2 of Off the Script. I'm going to leave you off with Abby's Challenger for the Off the Script intro invitational. You guys can vote in the top right corner of the screen who will advance to the second round in the Off the Script invitational. See you guys on Saturday. Have a good night, and I'll talk to you later.